Boost is an app that tries to help students raise funds for their educational project. And in order to, attract donors to their project, it's important that donors know that students are eager to learn, they have a successful track record, but they also have good reviews or good recommendations. And that's where you as a validator come into. It's important that you write a recommendation for your students that you validate, but also for the projects that that you have been validating. And you can do that by writing a recommendation for them. Either you go on your next action, write a recommendation, and here you first can choose whether you want to write a recommendation, let's say for a student or for a project. Now for a student, and I have one student at the moment where I'm the evaluator, and then I write a recommendation. I highly recommend this student. He is eager to learn, but has very little support from his family. If you can support him, then please do. Okay. So I wrote a recommendation for my student, but I also know that, my student has handed in already a project. It's that project, Bachelor of Law, second year, and I want to recommend that project too. I highly recommend this project. This student has shown that he is capable of finishing his education, but he needs your support. The more specific you can be about personal details, about things that you like most, the better it is for that student. So I submit that recommendation. So let's go and check. You see, this is the student. I see my student here, a student that have been validated, and I see here his diplomas, his projects, but I also see here the recommendations for the student, and I see that already the previous validator has handed in a recommendation. He was also boosted by Sylvester Arcelu, and also you see now the recommendation that I have just written before. That is this one. I highly recommend the students. He's eager to learn, but has very little support. It's because of poor network at the moment that the picture is not showing here. Otherwise, my picture and my name would come up here too. I can also write a recommendation right here in his profile if I want to do that. That would be another way how to write a recommendation. So let's go and check with the project. I see here this is the project that has been validated, and I see that this project has been received a recommendation. That's the recommendation that I have just been writing. And I can also, use that button here to write a recommendation for that project. It is the duty of the validator to write a recommendation, but a recommendation can also be written by donors. And by that, it's like a review system of the student, a review system of the project, and all this recommendation will be seen, by the student. If you go on the student, and then also you will see the previous projects here the project that he has finished. You see that also the previous validator has written a review or a recommendation for this project. I can highly recommend this project, and the student, he's eager to learn and will succeed, so all your donations are well invested. Very good recommendation for that project. So that is how it is done, and I would love to encourage you to write a recommendation for the students you're validating, but also for the projects you're validating. This is helping the project a lot in finding donations and helping your student succeed with his education. Please be aware that we do not accept money, donations, or bribes for writing a good recommendation. If any student is paying you for a recommendation, or if you are asking for a payment for a recommendation, this will lead to a complaint and most surely to a suspension of you as a validator or of the student from the program, because we do not accept, we have zero tolerance for bribery, so we want to protect the integrity of the app.